tell us which year you joined the liberation struggle.
In actual fact, I left Zimbabwe in 1969. I went via Botswana to go for the struggle. I arrived there at the end of the year, end of 1969, in Zambia. That's where I joined the struggle.
So these were mainly the early days before, lots of people had come to Zimbabwe.
Yes.
How, at that particular moment, how was the situation like?
The situation, it was also, the enemy was beginning to pounce on us. It was hitting Zambia, and also, even people who were crossing, they were being arrested. Even along the border, there were a lot of, killings there. So it was not really easy.
Did you remember some of the people that you went with to Zambia, or you joined the liberation struggle with during that time?
Yes, I remember. Who are, by the way, big name. I remember. Hey, I'm forgetting some of these people. Yeah, but a lot of big names there. The names, yes.
I'm sure we'll catch them as we some of the names will come up as
I've not actually spoken about them for more than 40 years. That's what I mean.
So you get to Zambia. I mean, where do you go from there?
Zambia were actually, some people were going to the camps, but they were put in the camps that's where they stayed. But fortunately, we went to Zimbabwe House. Zimbabwe House was in Lusaka, and that's where we were staying. And we're doing guard duties there. Even if you're not trained, we're actually cooking for the other people who are doing jobs in the organization, and also doing menial jobs around, so that at least the camps can, if you want to send you to town, they send you, and so forth and so forth. That's what we actually would do.
So at what point do you start the training?
This training?
Yes.
The training, first of all, I went to the Soviet Union. That's where I went, where I did economics there. As first year I was at Kyiv University, and after that I went to do accounts at Ariol Institute, somewhere in out of the Soviet Union, out of Moscow, near Kyiv. Yes.
So your story is a bit different from many, because you, unlike other guys who go for 6 months in Soviet Union and come back, you stayed quite a while.
I stayed there for about 4.5 years.
Was there any particular reason?
It's because I was studying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went there. I was given the opportunity. I was also one of the few to be given an opportunity to study. And like a guy like Chinga Dube was at university there at that time. Also, there are quite a number of guys who were there. I had my friends that were my colleagues. Dr. Msika is late now. Dr. Noko is late now. There's also Muriel Falala. She's here. She's a doctor here, and so forth. There are quite a number of them. Yeah.
So you spent 4 years in Russia.
4.5 years.
Yeah, 4.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
You go back to Zambia.
Yeah.
You know, how is the reception? You are now educated, probably now have a degree, and you're dealing with guerrillas.
Yes. You know, as a human being, that is where you must learn also to understand that we are all human beings. And if you make yourself special, then that's your problem. Yeah. What they eat, you also eat. What they do, you also do. The uniforms were the same, and so forth. I had to go for, when I came from the Soviet Union, I had to go for training. Training, I didn't do it in what you call, in Zambia. I did it in Angola.
So which year is this when you go to Angola?
Angola, it was 70, about 78, somewhere there about. Yeah, I did training in Angola, and after that, I instead of coming back to go and join others, cross back into Zimbabwe, they said no, I should remain. So I started. I became an instructor after training. One, there were Russians there, there were Cubans there, so I would help others who didn't know the languages. I would help, and I also, after training, do no ordinary military training, I also became a tankist. I was trained to what you call as a tankist and armored cars. And you know, a lot of young men. I know it's not an easy thing, but we had some Russians there I could interpret, and at the same time, after interpreting, it also remained in me. I could help others. Yeah. What the tank which we used to train on is a T-34, a Russian tank.
So you are now like an economist, but you're also a soldier, you know, in a war zone. Does that separate you from the rest? Do you see things differently?
Yeah, you can see things different, but you know, military is not like you know, military. If you say go left, 10 left, you 10 left, my friend. If you don't do it, then you're doing it at your own peril. You see what I mean? You are doing it at your own peril. You must always follow instructions. If the chief says that I don't want to see you here, you can't say why. He doesn't want to see you. That's it. That's the end of the story. Finish. Period.
Did you find that difficult?
At first, it was difficult, but later on, after training, it was like my breakfast. I used to enjoy it. Because one thing is, once you are a commander or somewhere there, you understand how the system works, you can also command those that are under you as well. First of all, I was a section commander. Number two, I also became an instructor in a company, helping others and so forth and so forth. So it's very interesting to work with people.
You know, I've talked to a number of young guys who joined ZPRA and some of them, and they always say some have described the ZPRA training as hard, others has described it as cruel.
Yes, ZPRA didn't want to train CCs. No, ZPRA didn't train CCs. That's what we do. Ourselves in Angola, we used to get food from the Cubans. We used to eat, I think it was, what do you call this? This animal, man, this big animal. Ah, my God. It's gone out of my mind. They used to bring the meat there. Meat used to come all the way. And used to eat A tin, you know that tin for condensed milk?
Yeah.
You put some rice there, put one piece, you eat that. Now, if you are a man, at night people will go out and steal food and look for food, or sell some of the blankets which you were given to the locals to get food. But that doesn't take you anywhere. That doesn't take you anywhere. That's where your discipline comes in now. It's good to be disciplined. It's good to meet a difficult life. You know, right now, I've gone through a lot of difficulties, but I've told myself, stealing, even if I see a policeman coming there, because of my training, I see a policeman coming there, or even if there are 3, 4, I feel like making some tea first, and to go and ask them, what do you want tea or coffee? You see what I mean? Because I know that my training has helped me to go through everything. You know? In Angola, when we were training, our training was so difficult and hard. I can tell you where we used to train, where we used to have a bath, because there was UNITA there, UNITA guerrillas.
Yeah.
They would just come to the village, start shooting. You find young girls, from 12, 18. They used to come and have a shower, have a bath next to us, like from here to there. And when you have not seen, but you would never touch them, because you knew exactly what bananas you would get. It was a very difficult. It taught us to be men. You see, it taught us to be men.
You know, when you look at the ZPRA around 78, Kompana, the times when there was a bit of rebellion in camps, or because people are hungry, they think the struggle is not going through, the right way. Can you tell us about that?
Yes. No, those things will happen, particularly if people are not well trained, or if the command is not straight. They will always do that. But people who are well trained, they understand all those things. I'm not saying that we had also that kind of what you call. You know that JB, you know him, this Jablani.
Yes.
Spanda.
Yes.
Yes. They came. We trained same camp, but they came after us when we were already instructors. You see what I mean now? So we have got this relationship. Even when he sees me, he sees a brother. He doesn't see a person, that we train together. No, he sees a brother. You see what I mean? He knows that this one, he cannot do this. You see what I mean? But now, the spirit of Jambanja has also come into people. People are different now. People are different. And I don't know what we can do, but because this guerrilla training, it puts you, in a lot of, it exposes you to a lot of things. But you got to learn, you got to choose, you got to find a way of actually dealing with it. See now.
So you become an instructor in Zambia until
in Angola.
In Angola.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So until independence.
I came back. I came back. I came back. No. You are right. What happened was that we remained there until independence. And then we could not come because things were bad here.
Yeah.
But later on, our leadership talked to the government here, and we flew straight. We landed here in at our airport here, and then we went to one brigade. That's where we stayed.
So which year is this?
That was 81, thereabout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you are integrated in the army.
Yes, we integrated. I was like a company commander, but when I got here, I was just an ordinary person. You know, people who used not to call me by my first name would start calling me by it. You can see how difficult it is now. Yeah, you see now. But me, to those that were senior to me, I would not do that. I would not do that. I knew that they were my bosses, and I would respect them.
So, you know, I've read some books where some guys allege that they were detained in Angola, you know, and they were in Angolan jails. Did you have ZPRA guys in Angolan jails?
Yeah, there's some people. You know, people make mistakes. You know, and but I can't specifically. I can't say so. I can't. But they could have, because we're a number of. In Angola, we were training ourselves. We were trained at Mboma. We're 2,000. 2,000 of us. And the groups would come, train. Ours was, I think, was group number 3, I think, in training. Yeah, it was number 3. So I don't know what could have happened with the other groups when I was not there.
So after your training, you remained there?
I remained there, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I remained there.
So looking at ZPRA, the organization, now almost 40 years later, what would you say went wrong?
No. Things, you see, people, ZPRA was a very good organization. Like myself, I used to, up until now, I used to respect even the commanders that we had, the caliber of commanders. Look at, for instance, Philip Varelio, Sibanda. Look at other big generals that are there. Very good. Very, very good indeed. They knew exactly where to end and so forth and so forth. They know how to look after people and so forth. They've got a lot of respect. You see what I mean? But you know, things can easily go wrong. You know, and you have a lot of problems.
Did you ever get a chance to interact with Nikita Mangena?
Nikita Mangena?
Yes.
Oh yes, but Nikita was a little bit too high for me. I was a small boy there.
Yeah.
But he was up there.
How would you describe him?
Nikita Mangena was you know, a fairly astute commander. You could have had his faults here and there, but I think, no, he was all right. He was all right. People cannot be the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if you train them 17 years in the same school, by the time they come, they're out there, they're different.
you know, is ZPRA all the people from different tribes, different parts of the country? Would you say you ever experienced the issues of tribalism in
No, no. In ZPRA, each time we went there, me, me was called Smile Ndebele, I told you. Others also were guys from Chipinge. They had names, Ndebele names. So you could not know. You could hear when you talk to him, you find men is failing to speak. But that is how it was. All those things, they had to hide a lot of things. You know? Because if people don't understand, like you, for instance, you, a Kalanga man. Kalanga man, you don't even know where that comes from. Maybe you know, by chance. But a lot of people don't know. They think that Makalanga, they, you know, associated with Bushmen and all that. Something which is not true. If you live now, you go north, like you go east, like you're going to Nyazura. You know Nyazura?
Yes.
There are Ndebele people there, Kumalos. You'll be surprised. Me, I was surprised. I was shocked, actually. And they speak the language fluently. I don't know whether they're still there now. But, you know, you go to Plumtree, you find them. Our people just maybe failed to... We are one. We are one. But some people don't understand that. There are also Ndebelers or Zulus in South Africa, in Zambia. Find them there.
You know, you looking back at the liberation struggle, what do you think a ZPRA would have done better?
There are a lot of things, yeah. ZPRA, it was a question, because already ZPRA had pilots. We had pilots. We had everything. Engineers, we had. Economists, we had. It was just a question of people talking. Because some people are jealous of other people. If you don't have something, then you always feel that you must, someone must not get it. You know, you would rather stay as it is, rather than put somebody, maybe who is not from your tribe or from your area or whatever. But ZPRA, we tried. We tried. It was a powerful organization. Only that when things go wrong, you know, when things go wrong, you feel like crying at times. But crying doesn't take you anywhere.
Yeah, you talk about when things go wrong. Wrong.
People could not cooperate. You know, the politicians would go to the soldiers, armed soldiers, uneducated at times. They tell them wrong things. This is a beautiful country, man. This one, my friend, it's a beautiful country. You know, with a lot of resources. But look at where we are now. If you had done things properly, there would be no need to steal. There would be no need to cheat. There would be no need to cheat. But now,
I always hear people saying, if Unikita Mangena had not died, things would be different. Did it affect how ZPRA was running?
Yes.
In what way?
You know, a commander is a commander. Every commander has got his own way of doing things. And at times, a commander doesn't want ceases. You see, people will just cry, people will just want to do this and that. But if he's straight like this, Nikita was straight. So he would have done a lot of things. But unfortunately, he passed on. It is just like Uche. Chizet was also a very nice man. He was a politician, he was not a soldier. But you need such people. You know, like now, we've got a lot of people, anything they see, they want, it should be theirs. It's not good. This is not good. Must learn to know that some things you cannot get. And if it's not yours, it's not yours. You know? So, you know, Zimbabwe is actually fortunate. We've got a lot of people like that, but we have not utilized that.
And as a person yourself, as a soldier, do you have any regrets?
Me?
Yeah.
Me, no. Me, no. Me, no. I've never stolen, I've never done anything. People can say that, this and that about me. I don't care. They are just talking. Even if I'm here, if a thief comes here, you know, if I don't get him, if he gets me, lucky enough now, I'm a man of God. I go to church. I not only go to church, I'm also a pastor. And something that I never thought after what I experienced. You know, I experienced, you know, a lot of things. How I survived, you know, I've actually survived about 3 air crashes. I've survived people being murdered in Berlin. I went the Gestapo, these people, Hitler's people, were killing people one night. And I arrived from Moscow by train, by fast train. And when I got there, I found there were more than 3,000 or 4,000 policemen who had surrounded the station. So what I did was I said no. Unfortunately, I had a friend of mine also from Rwanda. He's late now, and Lovu guy. I looked for him. I tried to phone because I was supposed to stay with him. I tried to phone so that he comes together. He could not come, and his phone was off. So I said, no, what am I going to do? I can't stay there. So the police, they were saying, anybody who has got a gun, who has got a narcotics, you got this and that, must drop it in the station. You could have seen the guns that dropped there. You could have seen the mbanje which was dropped there. Me, I had nothing. I had my bag from Moscow, you know, with a few of my stuff and stuff. So I decided, no, let me go and have a dinner at a nightclub. So I went to a nightclub. So when I got to a nightclub, I found that I think there were about 2,000 people in there. Big nightclub. So I couldn't dance because, you know, things were really bad. So I said I had something to eat. And then I said no. I tried to sleep because I was very tired. So these guards saw me and then they chucked me out. So I said, no, what do I do? I can't go to the railway station. If I go to the railway station, those police will kill me. So I said, no, let me go. There's a park outside, just outside. If you leave the restaurant, you maybe move about a kilometer or so. There was a park there. So I went there. And when I got there, I saw a chair like that, those chairs like that, but a longer one. So I said, no. I had the Russian attire, you know, winter attire, and the hat, and so forth. So I slept there. And when I was sleeping, I saw a woman. A woman came to me. I had never thought of an angel in my life coming to me. A woman came to me and said, you, come and sleep with us there. They had a four-man tent. You know a four-man tent?
Yeah.
Yeah. The two ladies there and one sleeping alone. And in the center, there was nobody. So I said, no, what are you looking for? Me, I'm not for that. I've got my own problems. Please leave me alone. She was speaking in Swedish. She went to speak to. Later on, she came with she said, no, show me your student card. I showed her. Say I had an international card, a student's card from Russia. I showed her. And then said, how? She's a student. So she went, she spoke to those girls. And then those girls said, she went and picked a blanket. Those warm blankets, you know. She came and threw it on me. Says, come there. I said, no, this must be something. I didn't know God that time. But something just told me that I must go and sleep. And when I got there, in the center, there was nobody. That side, there was one lady, two of them that side. And they said, you, where do you come from? I said, Zimbabwe. No, not Zimbabwe at that time. Rhodesia. I said, Rhodesia? Yeah. I said, yeah. I said, look, we are lesbians. All of us here are lesbians. Please, don't touch us. I said, oh, Makorokoto. So I slept in the center. I was so tired, can't believe it. And I just took my head, that shapka, and then I just pulled it, and then I slept. And in the morning, about 2, 3, where I was sleeping, another person, I think he was an Indian, was actually sleeping there. Those guys, the Nazis, they came and killed him. It could have been me. I said, no. God has defended me today. Why didn't those ladies go and pick up that guy? And the police came and said, and spoke to those girls when they saw the tent. They never revealed that there was another black one here. They could have done that. You see now how God works. So it changed my life totally. Totally.
You talk about the air crashes. When was this?
The air crashes, one time I was flying to Berlin, and one of the aircraft, I don't know what happened, but there was when I was getting into Berlin, there was an aircraft which was taking off, ours was landing. You know, those aircrafts, they hit each other. But no, there was no fire, no nothing. We landed safely. How do you take that? And also a helicopter which we're using here. I don't know what happened. And they also went to, you know, it didn't fall, but it went into dust. All the wheels and so forth and so forth, they went into the dust, you know, and you know, it was something else. And one time we were going to Mozambique in a Cessna, and when we, on the way, one engine just switched off on its own, and there was one. You know, when that siren makes a noise, my friend, You tell the truth. You tell the truth. When you are up there, yes, you tell the truth. I said, no, I'm going here. But that pilot just took it until we landed at Paira. No problem. And when we left also, when we were landing here, the engine developed the same problem. One engine went off, but we landed with one engine. Can you imagine all those things? It can only be God. That's why, you know, I'd like to invite you to come to church as well.
Your reflection in your years in the National Army, how were they?
In the National Army?
Yes.
I was a battalion commander first at Inyazura, you know Inyazura? Yeah. My battalion was based there. It was, there were two battalions there, 3-6 and 3-7. 3-6 was being run by another guy. I don't know whether they're still there now. And me, I was running 3-7. We tried our level best. There were no shootouts, but you could see that there was something that was brewing. Some soldiers were being told things which were not correct. And mine, I kept it intact. I said, no, here I'm the father. If I lose direction, then also my young men lose direction.
Clearly in the early 80s, there were tribal tensions because of
Yes.
The conflict, the Kukura
Yes.
and all those. How did you manage that?
Me, my two brothers were beaten. Two of them have since died now. They just died out of the wound. One was hit here. This side, it was couldn't walk. The other one was also injured, and two of them have died now. But you see, those are the things that happen because they are not being done by soldiers. They're being done by armed civilians. I don't know how civilians got and politicians, how they got the weapons.
Yeah, I like the way you describe maybe the 5th Brigade as armed civilians.
No. not 5th Brigade. They were soldiers.
Yeah.
5th Brigade, they were soldiers.
So you talk about the armed civilians.
Civilians, they know each other there.
Yeah.
From the party, they know each other. Mm. But, you know, we are brothers. We must learn to like each other. It doesn't matter what. Me, I forgive. I will never stop doing that. You know, even if you leave your things today here, you come back, you find me having collected them, put them so that you can take them again. You see what I mean? Mm.
And lastly, what's your message to the young generation?
Yes, young generation must be focused. They must know that what is happening today is not the end of everything. They still got a long way to go. They must know each other so that they pull each other and they work together and so forth. If you don't know how to work with others, then you've got a serious problem. Very serious. And they must work hard in everything that they do. Use every opportunity to make things work in their lives.